The following conversation may contain material that may be triggering and traumatizing to some of the audience members. We just wanted to give you a warning before continuing this discussion.
Welcome back to Wedlocked and Loaded.
Wedlocked and Loaded.
You women.
Do not lump us all in one category.
So you girls, and lie and stretch the truth
You
and try
girls.
to get us jammed up.
First of all, I'm a whole ass woman, right? Think about
No
that.
disrespect.
Sounds like it to me. So why can't y'all? What is it with men that they just can't walk away?
Depends how good it is. You don't want to give that away. Greetings, everyone. New episode of Wedlocked and Loaded. My name is Daniel Laurent.
And my name is Leah Nicole.
And we are back again. Apologies for last week. There was the file was actually corrupted, and so it sounded like we were underwater and just weird, and made the executive decision to just say, let's wrap it. So what sucks is, I definitely was like getting my shit off, and it was like one of my best episodes.
Blah, blah, blah.
But there's no proof of that, so you just have to take my word for it. So that's fine too. So we wanted to, a lot is happening. We had topics that we plan to get to, and we will get to them, but we feel it would be not reading the room or in poor taste to not address, some of just the hurt and the pain that has been going around. And so, respectfully, I won't so much have a segment on both of them. I'll just kind of state both of them, and then we can just share our thoughts. And so you have, the former Lieutenant Governor Fairfax, who
murdered his wife.
I was going to say killed, but murdered his wife and then killed himself. And then you had the father in Louisiana that the numbers kept going back and forth about 7 to 8, but I think it is 8, right? That actually killed 8 kids. 7 was his.
7 out of the 8 children were his biological children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like anything, it's caused. Oh, and then you had and apologies for the not
Bowen. What was it?
The young sister that was in Tanzania, right? And she died under mysterious circumstances, so they say, and the boyfriend fiance now is being investigated, and there's people online, I'm seeing bits and pieces like, oh, that's why you don't go out of town with a white man, and this, that, and the third. And that's what happens when you chase money. And even with the Fairfax death, it's comments of, let's talk about Black men and mental health. Like, what do you feel about any of those or all of them?
Okay, so prior to this, I want to talk about Mayor Nancy Metayer Bowen, who was also it's just, I don't know if it was proven, but it was suspected that the husband actually shot her as well. That was like the initial kickoff for the thing, for all this the devastation rather in April. This was Coral Springs, Florida. What I feel about these things is, I think, specifically for the family in Louisiana, right? Not only did he, not only did the I don't even know what to call him, but not only did he, shoot and kill children, some that were biologically his, but he also shot the mother and the mother's sister. Um, and I think, you know, killing the kids in front of the mother was the ultimate way of hurting her, and that was his goal, right? Um, to hurt her and make her feel, pain that is unbearable and indescribable, right? Um, but it always makes it, I go back to, and I don't want to take Ashlee, what's her name? I'm sorry.
Tanzania.
Yeah. Her death is not, I want to take her out of that.
Ashlee Janae.
I want to take Ashlee Janae out of that pile just for a second, right? Because her mate that she chose was not a black man, right? And that is her choice. That's a personal choice. But specifically, and I don't want to put this on all black men, but you have to understand why when women say you all hate women, specifically black women, this is a prime example of what that is and why that is, right? And maybe as a man, as a black man, you won't understand that, but at the end of the day, what's happening is that black women are being harmed at an alarming rate at the hands of black men, at the hands of men who are supposed to and at one point loved them. I know we go back and forth, you and I, Daniel, we go back and forth joking about love hurting, and I say to you, like, no, love is not supposed to hurt, because it's not. Love is not supposed to look like this. Love is not supposed to feel like that. And so, beyond that, it gets very frustrating because it's what's happening is, or what I'm seeing happening is that people are, at least it feels as though people are sweeping the domestic abuse under the rug and just putting a stamp of mental illness on it, which, in a way kind of excuses the behavior or puts a reason.
It adds context.
Does it though?
Well, I'm putting an asterisk on you. I mean, you just corrected it, but you said excuses. But I was just saying it adds a layer of context to the story. It doesn't excuse it, and it doesn't justify it. It just adds.
Well, it kind of. So when I said excuses, I definitely meant like it kind of looks like that's the justification of why it happened.
Well, that's
right?
That's what people say. That's how they're framing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not saying your own thoughts.
That is not what I believe. No.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay.
That is absolutely not what I believe. For me, it's frustrating that that's happening because what? In a few of these instances, there has been these ones specifically that we are talking about: the Bowen, the Fairfax, and the Louisiana. There was patterns that was taking place prior to. And so now all of a sudden, like, oh, well, they were dealing, they were under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. And no. No. I don't accept it, and I won't accept it. I won't accept the fact that that people are just putting this under the umbrella of mental health, Like, it's not okay. It's not okay.
What do you say, what do you say to those who are in, because it's interesting, it's not a surprise to those who understand to some degree how things play out, but you have people that are just always quick to say, how come you didn't leave, and then you're seeing real examples of people taking the steps to do a thing and trying to be civil and trying to co-parent or trying to be amicable, and they're not granted that autonomy of making that decision. And so for those who are in that, what if your voice could be a beacon of light to someone listening to this, like what would you say?
I mean, honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I really don't have the words right now. I don't have the words, I don't have the words.
How
Because and I say that because you are right. One people will always say, how come you didn't leave or just leave? And we know statistically that harm is the risk of harm is absolutely higher when one tries to leave, right? And one can say, if they're trying to leave on their own, right? But there's no, at the end of the day, that's what happens. The risk becomes much more higher when one is trying to leave the situation. What I can say is,
it increases by 75%.
what I can say is, pay attention to one. First off, understand what healthy dating and relationships look like, right? Pay attention to your person, pay attention to the signs, because there is and always will be red flags. Listen to your intuition. Do some research on the person. Again, this is before you get 5, 7, 10 years deep. This is do these things prior to.
And what does that mean? You talking just like
Get
Facebook
to
scrolling?
no, it's not even just about Facebook, but get to actually knowing people.
But do you
And
ever really?
here's what I'll say, right? You can find, sometimes you got to pay a little money and sometimes you don't have to pay anything, but you can find out if a person has a record or not. But like, do your due diligence, especially when you're meeting people for the first time, off the internet, whether you're internet dating or whatever. Do your due diligence. It goes beyond Facebook scrolling. It goes beyond, it goes beyond asking simple questions like, what's your favorite fucking color? It goes beyond that. And it's okay if you find an ex and ask them questions. Why'd you leave? Or what happened between you two? I'd rather you get real comfortable with being uncomfortable in the beginning than being uncomfortable in the end and there is no way out, or you feel like there's no way out. And that goes both ways.
I think it's a tough burden but an absolute one. But it's a tough burden to carry, to be a black man who loves us, who wants to uplift and support, and not intimidated by women in power who don't look at women as less than me and less capabilities or less intelligence or less endurance, you know, to just navigate through the world today. Take world out, to navigate through the city that we live in today is just really it's tough. And as tough as I feel like it is for me, like that's nothing to women who are on the other side of whatever they're on the other side of, behind closed doors. And I think, you know, back when drawing a blank, I mean, there's so many, you know, which unfortunately not Trayvon Martin, not Mike Brown, the protests, the like during the COVID. Why am I drawing a blank?
Brianna? Is it not
No,
Brianna?
that's this. I mean, Jesus Christ. I could see his face. Jesus Christ.
I'm really probably. I mean,
We're both drawing a blank,
as
and
much as
I
would
just,
like to help you, I probably wouldn't even be
and
able to.
I'm not gonna research, because it's not that. I mean, for those listening, people will probably be like, and they're naming them, right? But I think you know, I remember talking to Conan one day because I was really like upset and just felt sad and depressed in my black skin, you know, and you and I were having a little bit of back and forth. And
George Floyd,
yes. So you and I were having a little bit of back and forth because I felt like I don't know what I needed from you, but I feel like I wasn't getting it, and I didn't articulate to you what I needed. I just know I needed something, and I felt like you weren't giving it, which was frustrating. And then it was just all these things. And so Conan just said, it's not the hurt Olympics. And as a black family, we are suffering. And I remember that. And I still remember that to this day.
mm-hmm.
And I think that it's tough because there are so many different components and levels to this. Is just a weird ninja blender with everything thrown in. You have the issues that we as a black community have had since
Forever.
we arrived, right?
Since we were stolen from our land.
Since we were stolen, since we arrived forcefully, unwillingly. You have that component. You have religion component of, you know, subservience and not equal to. You have tradition, which is masked a lot in patriarchy, where the woman does these jobs and is responsible for this, and the man brings home the bacon, comes and goes and does whatever he wants, and maybe has multiple families outside the house, and you dare not ask me what I'm doing because I'm taking care of you. And that's how you were raised, and that's how you seen your mother, right? That's the relationship that you saw. And if you didn't see it from your parents because they weren't together, because depending on your age, crack epidemic, and, you know, separation of families, and welfare, and Section 8, and all these other things, then you have, and I'm skipping some things, but let's fast forward 20 years. you have a pandemic where the world stops and people are forced to like look at themselves and or look at the person that they have made a commitment to, and they realize that I don't quite like you, but you don't have the tools because of the stigma in the Black community for a long time. You don't have the tools to say, you know what, let's call this quits, or let's take a break and let's come back to the table and see like what we feel after a couple of months. You don't have those tools. And so you add all of that with just all of these things, and people numbing themselves and putting shit in their systems, and they're not chemists and doctors, and it's all these things, and people are angry, and we're living in a culture where, you know, baddies and turning left and right, and there's, I mean, it's a tough. In closing, I think that it's a tough thing when because on one side, you know, women are not supposed to be treated differently. They're supposed to be treated equal. But on the other side, aesthetically and physically and by nature, men are stronger for the most part. Men are stronger, which holds a certain responsibility. Floyd Mayweather can't get into a bar fight, right? You just can't do that. That yields something. So we should know better. And so when people are not mature and not well and all of the things, it's just a clusterfuck of shit. And there's a lack of accountability from everybody. And so I'll say this as my last thing. I think that for me, I don't know what the answers are. I just know how I present in the world and how it's important for me to be transparent and not above reproach. And my closest friends, I have a certain level of confidence that they are not partaking in this type of shit. And if they were, we would have problems, and we couldn't be friends. But we would have real problems. And I would expect them to hold me to the same standard. And for me, I feel like that's all I can do immediately, because that's creating an ecosystem of safety, at least for the men who I call brothers and love. And, you know.
So you said a few things, right? And so I'm going to try to like go back to the things that I do remember. One, being treated equally. I think that is, you know, no different than saying blacks should be treated just as equal as whites. And that means like, one, treat me like a fucking human being. One. Two, we are capable, and so don't let my skin color make you feel like I am or we are incapable or any less than you know, our white counterparts. And for me, it's treat us equal as women. That means, hey, listen, treat me equal when it's time to do the same fucking job that a man does in terms of my pay, right? My education, if everything is matched and or above, there's no reason for me as a woman to make less than or be treated less than my male counterpart. One, that doesn't mean that I want to get in the middle of the street and have a fucking brawl with you and expect for me, a 5'6", 5'7" female, to be fighting somebody who, you know what I'm saying, can bench 300 pounds. No. Keep your fucking hands to yourself at all points, period. Whether you feel like you can beat me or not, as a man. As a man, keep your hands to yourself, period. Figure out a way to use your words and express yourself. And if you can't do that, take a fucking walk. If there are inner demons that you're fighting, go seek counsel. If you know that's a battle for you, and you know that the things that the demons are telling you, because at some point, even if it is mental health, at some point you have clarity. I'm not going to stay there too long. I don't know. Maybe I stayed there too long because now I don't remember the other points that I wanted to make, but that's okay. I just, I think for us as parents, we have the obligation of talking to not only our daughters but to our sons. And yes, sometimes you can be in a household and you can show your children the wrong thing. Every woman that I've known to have been abused has known that it was wrong, that they didn't deserve it. But it was because at the time they had to suffer through it because financially they couldn't do anything about it because they were dependent and reliant on that person that was at the helms of their abuse.
I thought you was going to say because they had kids and they didn't want to. I mean, that plays a part too.
I mean, breaking up the home can play a part. However, again, every woman that I have known to have been in the situation where they were being physically abused, even verbally abused by their partner, children or not, right, has admitted to knowing that they did not deserve it and it was not okay. And it was not okay to be done in front of their children. Be it embarrassment at first, be it scared, right? But again, also be it where they just could not afford to live on their own and were afraid more so to start over and put their children in a space where they felt like they were going to struggle. I think right now times are very well, so much funding is being cut, but it's very different now because there are a lot there are a lot more I don't want to call them opportunities, but there are a lot more spaces and programs for individuals who are being abused to partake in. There's more help. At the end of the day is what I'm trying to say. There is help out there. And because this is such a topic that is no longer just, talked about behind closed doors, it's in your face now. It's no secret now that this is happening and has been happening. There's a way out at the end of the day. There's a way out, and it doesn't have to be that way. And again, we know that finances play a big part in it for some, right? Not for everyone, for some. If we go back to Fairfax, okay, he was the former lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not sure what the wife did. She was trying to get out. And for whatever reason, despite, the calls and the false accusations but made on her, but in turn it was shown that he was already, being abusive to her. I guess we won't take that. Let's not take,
she was a doctor.
Let's not take this off of the table either, right?
You heard me?
He was the lieutenant governor at one point. He was well known. He was well known and well respected, right? By, and by that, he had his hands, with the local police. He had a lot of backing, And, you know, this also happens. Women fear that they are not going to be believed, you know what I'm saying? Depending on who the person is, you know, if they are and with some power. And he had some. At the end of the day, there's help, and you don't have to go through it alone. And so with that said, like, you know, I pray that if you are in this situation, that you do seek help. And maybe when we release this, you know, we know a few organizations that can point you in the right direction. Maybe we'll add those underneath the release of the pod. I don't know. It troubles me. It troubles me a lot, and it saddens me. And you know, sometimes it's just a vicious cycle. You know, those who have witnessed abuse or have been abused, they continue to be, you know, they go on and do the abusing. But whether you have been or not, talk to your children, love on your children, male and female. If you see certain things in them, get them some help immediately. Find them someone who they can speak to, who, a professional preferably, who can help them manage their anger and express their feelings verbally. Help them direct that frustration or whatever it may be in a positive way. At this point, we should not be hurting each other the way that we are.
We'll take a quick pause for a second just to reset. You know, but I hate the term thoughts and prayers, and you know, it's just, I feel like it's, but you know, light and love and healing to the family and friends of all of those who have been impacted. And this has literally been what, in the past week, right?
It's
like 2 weeks maybe.
Well, I don't even 3 weeks. Exactly 3 weeks. It seems.
And to be clear, this is just what's being reported.
Of course.
I mean, you know, like,
of course,
the lieutenant governor, of course, that's going to get some coverage, right? But you know, Jeffrey around the corner, you know. So, so yeah, we'll take a quick pause, and we'll be right back. All right. So one of the things that we did, that we tried something. Leah tried, because she's a maniac when I'm just trying to have a decent night out and eat some oysters that were sold out. Oh, today's Tuesday.
we can go. I feel like you deserve it.
You treating?
Sure.
Shit, yeah. Anything else?
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get it on
Keep
record.
going. Keep going.
No, I want to get it on record.
Sir, keep going.
You gonna pay for like my food, and am I gonna get?
Let's keep going. Listen.
What? I need to get a document.
If I pay, then you are putting out. Okay.
It's not okay when we say that. We just literally spent 40 minutes.
No.
So if I pay for dinner, then the standard is you.
No, that's not a standard.
So why can't you do both? Why can't you be the woman in a relationship?
I am.
Are you?
I am.
Says who?
Says me, but I feel like you're getting off topic.
Yeah, I bet I am.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so so there was a thing that came up where it turned into this whole long thing, and I feel like me and Leah actually stopped. Well, I stopped speaking to her for a couple of hours because I just was kind of all set.
Did you? I didn't notice.
I know. It must be nice. So, you know, D.L. Hughley, who is one of my favorites, and Don Lemon is on tour, and they came here recently, and I said to Leah, and I was partially serious, but I said to Leah, I'm like, you know, I need to make sure you get some rest, so you'll be ready to go. Because if you're not feeling well, you're like all grumpy or whatever, I'm gonna like take somebody else. I'm gonna take one of your girlfriends. And for me, again, I was partially serious, but I also felt like there's a certain level of protection that exists if that is the case versus me saying like, I'm gonna bring one of my friends, right? Because it may not be a guy that might be interested. My guy friends, I don't know if they would be interested in going to that. Not that it's a girl event. I don't know if they're interested in that. So I thought that there was a level of protection, and it turns into this whole long thing and a lot of back and forth. And I actually called the friend that I said and said, hey, do you think this is a problem? Like, if Leah knows in advance and like we go? And she's like, no, like, I don't, blah, blah, blah. I mean, so I'll be quiet, but Leah felt like it's either disrespectful or ridiculous or whatever. So I wanted you to go on record and say your piece, and then we are going to take it to the street.
So what I
so to
said
speak.
was it was totally inappropriate, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, you're making it seem as though, it's nothing. It's a big nothing, right? When in fact it's a fucking date. And so no, you will not take any of my friends on a date. And so the debate came in as to, well, why does it consist of a date? Well, even before we get to that, for me, if it was my friend or not, even if it was one of your friends, a female friend, right? Because you are a heterosexual man, and the female friend that you would be taking out, because the ones that I know of, I don't know that you have any.
Oh.
All right, let me just clear this up and clean this up and say it the best way I can say it, right? Again, you are a heterosexual man who is suggested that he takes a heterosexual woman, single woman, right, out to a show. And for me, I consider that a date, right? Now, friend or not, like, it's inappropriate for you to go on a date with someone if you are married, right? And you don't have that type of marriage where it's open and you can just do what the fuck you want. Period. Now, I feel like we get into this thing, you and I, where it's like, oh, well, you go on your girls' night, you can hang out with all your girls and blah, 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 blah. And for whatever reason, you feel that all females, have liquor licenses.
I don't, Leah, not all, but a good chunk of y'all.
And I go
That's
back, it can be your fact, right? But it is not a fact, right? And I can go back and forth with you about this, right? I don't care about the gender, right? The gender does not mean anything to me in terms of male or female. Well, excuse me, let me just say this. Gender means a lot of things. However, my issue is not specific to gender. It is specific to sexuality, right? For me, I can be with other females who like females and have no problem with hanging around them, where there are no violations, right? And I've been around and none of them have come on to me, right? Just because, you are a lesbian doesn't mean that, as a lesbian, you're going to be, trying to turn everyone out and just be attracted to all females, all women.
And just because you're straight doesn't mean that you don't want to just get a little taste.
My argument to you, Daniel, is that nothing can happen unless I allow it to happen. And if I'm not interested in allowing it to happen, then it won't happen. Period.
Man. Like, you can't have that argument, but then say something to me about.
So I'm not arguing with you about hanging out with your male friends, or if you have any gay male friends. I'm not arguing with you about that. What I'm arguing with you about is that
opposite sex.
The sex that you are attracted to, that you have interest in, abso-fucking-lutely. and who is also on that also plays on the same fucking playing field. Meaning, if you are out with a woman who likes men, and you are a man that likes women, that is problematic. For me.
So according to your standard, there's no one that's on the list of like, oh, that's cool, or I wouldn't feel away.
Here's what I'll say: all of my friends, they're not your friends, right?
Yeah, you say that.
You don't hang out. You've never hung out with them without me or any of the things.
Well, according to your life's plan, that just wouldn't be a possibility. So yeah, that's true. That's never happened. And there's not really a reason
Here's the thing. That part, right? And so here's the thing.
But guess what? If one of them was having an issue, Leah, and wanted to like talk to me, I mean, are they gonna talk to me on a three-way with you on a phone if they wanted to get my opinion about something? If they say, hey, is it okay if Daniel
they wanted a male perspective on something, and it was like, hey, you know what? Do you mind if I call him? Or right? I don't care. I don't give a fuck about a phone call. But when you are out on the town, absolutely, it's not okay.
You say on the town, like you use these.
Are we kidding me?
Like on the town, like you got fancy, I got fancy, we both smell nice, and we're like walking on Tremont Street.
And that's exactly what it would have been. That's exactly what it would have been. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So here's what I do know about my friends, right?
They smell good. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, it's not.
Okay.
When we get dressed to go out, we're getting dressed to go out.
Yeah, I like bullshit.
So exactly what you just said. And if anybody was to look at you, they would assume that you were together.
But who cares? Who cares?
I do.
Leah, you said you ran a platform.
I do.
You ran a platform saying that you don't care what people think.
I do.
Which is it, Leah? You can't.
Because it's not about the people. It's not about the people. It's about this person.
Yeah, but if you know, Leah.
So I don't care that I know. So this is where you're.
This is my argument.
So here's the thing.
If said thing happened, so okay, I'll paint the scenario.
Before you even paint the scenario, because here's the $1 million question. Don't fucking call my friends to go out. Call your friends. Period.
They're not interested.
That's not then go by yourself.
Leah, I'm not wasting a ticket.
Sell it to
you are the queen.
Sell it to somebody. Cash. Sell it to somebody that is available.
I'm gonna put on Facebook. Yo, I got a free
absolutely because that's what people do.
So what if a girl reaches out and we're sitting next to each other?
Daniel,
now what? How's that go?
Daniel, please.
How's that go?
If it's a random person, it's just a random person.
The person that's gonna respond is a person that's friends with me on Facebook. So how does that go now?
Yep.
How does it go?
You make a choice.
Oh my God, yo. In your scenario,
you make a choice.
That is not even a. That's not even a.
You make a choice. Thing. You make a choice.
So I either go by myself and waste the cash.
Sure, or you've wasted much more on much less.
I know, Leah, but I don't want to waste. I want to see.
So that doesn't mean that you don't go. That just means that extra seat, you just have more space. That's all.
Leah, I'm not a fat person.
You don't have to be a fat person.
So I don't need extra space next to me.
It's not a matter of need. It's just a matter of convenience.
I don't want to get into this again with you. So we took it to the street and then we got some feedback. And so and shout out to the young ladies that helped. I don't remember right now both of their names.
I don't remember anyone's name. There was 4 people, actually 5, including the bartender. The bartender entered. He put us
like soliciting.
I didn't solicit anybody. I went over, asked 2 people, and then the people heard me ask the question, and they wanted to weigh in, and they did, and that's just what that was. And here's the thing. Let me just say this: this is no shade to any of my friends. Okay, right?
I think Callie's one of them, right? Is that her name?
I don't know, Daniel.
Yeah. Well, shout out to her.
I don't, and that I honestly and genuinely don't remember, and that's my issue. But like I'm saying, there's no shade to any of my female friends. I believe that, and I'll say this: I know for certain that You know, if I consider you a friend, you know what I'm saying? You respect me and you respect what I got going on over here, which means you respect this, whatever this is that this he and I has going on.
The fuck is that supposed to mean? All right.
And so, you know, it's not a matter of me questioning your integrity or the likes, you know, the lack thereof, right? It's just what I'm comfortable with. Like, if I'm not going to do something, then I expect the same in return from my partner.
It is what it is, Leah.
It is.
So there's.
And the thing, so, and that's the, you know, anyway, this thing is, it definitely goes much bigger, much deeper than just this topic, but it's cool because there's no, like you said, there's no need to rehash this. So yeah, so we'll let's insert the public commentary here, and for the listening audience, like, you know, once you hear this episode and you hear this debate question, you weigh in and you share how you feel.
And hold on, before we do, like, you say a date, like, and I think one thing that was like clear and consistent, like, you just throw that around, like a date, because you also just like I say to you all the time in all of these past shows,
words matter.
Words matter.
They absolutely do.
Right?
Yeah.
So words matter.
Sure.
So a date refers primarily to a specific day or time, a romantic appointment, or a sweet fruit. I don't know what the fuck that means. It signifies
a sweet fruit, a date, like a
a date,
like a
yeah. I don't know those. It signifies the exact time an event occurs, a planned social engagement with someone, or the edible fruit of a palm tree. As a verb, it means recording the time, going out with someone romantically, or showing signs of age. So all of these are I'm looking at all the things, and it's associated with romantic partner, companion, escort, partner, beau, sweetheart. And so you are using that very thing, because to that, I don't know. Whatever. You are just, I think more people on the side.
A scheduled social / romantic appointment.
So when you're going out with your girlfriend, you're going on a date.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so when I go out with a guy, I'm going on a date.
Yeah.
Okay, Leah. If that's like,
it's a social date.
You don't.
Yes, I do believe.
If I said to you, babe, I'll be back, I'm going on a date with Terrence, you'll fucking.
Here's the thing.
Like, come on, yeah.
It's not that I would fucking do anything.
You
right?
Would.
I'm going out.
You're gonna look at me crazy.
I'm going out with Terrence, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at you crazy because
I'm going out with her.
Keep on going out with her.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Same bat time.
So I think no. So let's rehash this, because what I feel like you are misunderstanding is that happens once. Now you're comfortable with this, right? And again, the initial thing.
I don't want to be around this person
the
again.
initial
it was the biggest
thing.
Mistake I ever made.
Sure, you do that a lot as well. The initial thing.
Fuck you.
The initial thing was just that, right? The initial thing. However, you find out now you're not only laughing, but you're talking, you're sharing, like you're sharing intimate time with each other. You might not look at it that way because in your mind, you're not looking for that particular thing. But at the end of the day, you're with someone for X amount of time. And of course, like typically after a show, you go have a drink, go have a bite to eat. Like maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. However, but that's a typical thing. Again, you're sharing intimate moments. Now, if it was a group of motherfuckers, different story.
What if I did like the Housewives girl? So if we go out to dinner and then I got you on WhatsApp and I just have
no
the
thanks.
Phone here.
That's dumb. If that's the case, I'd be there.
No, you weren't feeling well.
If that's the case, I'd be there. Because you think I'm going to feel well enough to fucking look and listen to the bullshit that's happening in front of me?
Well,
no.
Two people you love, why not? That's crazy, man. I mean, I hear you. Anyway.
I don't think you do.
I hear you, but, you know, such is life.
Such is.
Merry Christmas. All right, guys. We will see you next week. We're going to end with the word on the street. It is, the sound quality is obviously going to be different because we are outside and we are moving and shaking, and we're not walking around with big ass boom mics. So,
and it absolutely was like impromptu, you know?
Yeah, I was just trying to like do my thing, and Leah. So anyway, all right.
Oh shoot, that's what it was. We asked. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh damn. Go ahead, because yeah, the initial couple that we asked was we didn't add any of their input because we didn't record it because it was like so impromptu. But anywho,
yeah. All right. We'll see y'all next week. You know what it is. Same bat time, same bat channel. We're locked and loaded. Yeah.
We're locked and loaded. Question is, would it be okay if your significant other called one of your friends and invited them out somewhere?
No. I'm going to say it depends on the situation, but I would say no.
What would the situation be?
It would have to be under communication and mutual.
No proposing, no. So if they,
so it was just like
to
do like
yeah. So
like
if you were unavailable and you know they so let's just say they have tickets to go somewhere and you can't make it because you're not feeling good or you just don't feel like it. Would it be okay for your significant other to call one of your friends and say, hey, let's go?
This gets seedy because I don't know if it's guy, girl.
Your female friends.
Okay.
Since I'm in a relationship, I have to say an R standing no, because I would say one depends on the relationship, and two, like communication is always key in my head. And I feel like if it was like a comedy show or something, that seems so careless to me. So it's like, if you're going to ask someone else, it's like, okay, so if you really wanted me to go with you to either dinner or whatever, you would have been like, okay, that's fine, let's stay home. But if you really want somebody else to go, it just feels like a careless action. So then to me, it'd be like a kind of like a F you. So it's like, I would take it personally, so I wouldn't like it. And I would be like, well, why would you go with one of my friends when you could have gone with one of your friends if you really wanted to go? I don't know. I wouldn't like it.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 23.
23? I like your answer. There's no right or wrong. Like, it's just really like your...
It's based on perspective. I mean, like she
exactly.
said, it could be like an engagement. Like, it could be like...
I personally don't get jealous. And I'm not saying that people get jealous and it's wrong, but I just personally just don't do that. I'm very secure. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm in a relationship, I just don't care. Like, I know that I'm in the relationship, and if it doesn't work, you're going to do you. Yeah. And if you do wrong, then I'm gone. But if I'm just going to let you do whatever you want. So, like, does that make sense? So, like, like if you want to invite one of my friends, you want to hang out with them, but, like, not do any wrong, that's fine.
But how does that put you in, like, what space would that put you in with your friend, right? Like, if they come back
I don't think, I guess I'm just assuming, blah, blah, blah. I guess I'm just assuming that my friend wouldn't do any wrong. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, your question is, like, kind of targeting my significant other.
No.
I don't know. I feel like I guess I'm just assuming that. Like,
it's definitely
he's doing something wrong. Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot.
It's a very
a lot to think of. It's complex. It's a complex question where it's like I'm very secure in my relationship. Where like Callie said, it's like if you
let me like if Bobby ever asked me to go anywhere and I went, like, would you really care?
No,
but are you
mutual
friends?
Like, we're best friends. Yes.
Are you mutual friends with her significant other? Her person?
No. I'm only friends with him because of her.
I see. And have you ever hung out with him without her?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can understand why.
But it's like
I guess I can.
But like it's okay. Now putting that perspective, I think it would depend on the longevity of the friendship, where it's like if I can't go and he's like, well, Callie would like this, like she would love to go, and I'd be like, you know what, sure, go. Like both of you are friends, go.
Yeah.
All right, I want to hear you guys next. I'm gonna come back to you guys.
Hold you guys hostage.
I got it.
No follow-up questions.
You don't have to do
First of all, happy to be here. Happy to put my input in here.
We're
feel very honored.
Tomorrow.
Oh no. My dad will be so disappointed. Okay, I think some of Aaron's friends I would hang out with, some I wouldn't. It's like hard because
We have mutual friends. Like, I feel like it's not. I wouldn't feel like if I was not able to go out and he called up one of our mutual friends, I wouldn't feel weird about it.
What if it wasn't a mutual?
No, if he called up somebody that like he didn't know that well, that like I just introduced him to, that
I guess why? But what if something really cool is happening? I'd be like, wow, look at this bird migration or something. Yeah, I mean, I would probably do these things. I like to hang out alone, so I would probably just be alone.
Just be alone?
Yep.
I think you're a smart guy.
Yeah. Well, don't give me that much credit.
I love to be alone.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
I really respect it. You too.
That's like critical. He's like, all right, wrap
It's
it up.
really
We gotta
critical
go.
thinking.
Yeah.
It is truly critical thinking. I'm like,
And I
wait a
guess the
minute.
next question I would ask is, what do you consider a date?
Ooh.
The intention of a date.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The
Break that down.
intention.
See, like,
Break it down.
Like
The
me and my
intention
boyfriend.
of like I'm going out with this person to get to know them or spend more time with them one-on-one without distractions in a way. Like I'm picking a night where they're in no sports or well yeah, I'm not going to like especially like first date or like the first few days, I'm not going to something where we're going to be watching something, so I'm not going to get to know the person. So it's like
So you're saying a date specifically would just be if you're like going out to dinner or to a bar to have a couple of drinks.
like a coffee date, like
Yeah.
other stuff, yeah.
Something where you guys can sit across from each other and look into each other's eyes and get to know each other.
I mean, yeah, if you want to say
So
that,
ready to
sure.
go.
That's what a date is.
So
right?
ready.
Yeah.
Right? Because the intention. No. This is the date part. So
But
the
to add,
intention
look in
is.
each other's
The intention
eyes.
would be
The intention is
I'm not
different.
asking this person to hang out
May I ask
without
someone
knowing
that's
of my
married?
intentions if it's a date or not.
Yeah.
I'm either asking them for a date or I'm asking them to just like, hey, you want to go kick it because like you're dating my
Yeah.
friend and I have to
See,
hang
you
out
guys
with you this
remind me a
much
lot of
already.
my
So
aunt and
like,
uncle, and I'm
why
super
the fuck
close
not?
with
Yeah.
my aunt and uncle, and you guys remind me exactly of them, like to the T.
Yeah.
Exactly like my aunt and uncle, where he's like, we've been married too long. I'm like, that would be my uncle's answer.
and she's all happy-go-lucky, like.
Exactly. I love it. She was asking me. She was asking me.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She's like, not us. No, but it's funny that you asked that a complex question because she asked me a complex
This is still
question.
recording.
That's
is it
fine.
okay?
I'm
Okay.
fine.
I know, she.
You
yeah,
asked me
I know,
a
and you
a
just
complex.
you went over it.
I
You
know,
never
sorry.
answered.
It's been 5 minutes. No. She asked me a complex question earlier, and she was like, so what are your core values? And I was like, that's such a great question to ask, because we both go to therapy. We've both been in therapy for a long time, and her therapist asked, what is your core value? And I was like, that's like a deep thing.
'Cause
mine is being
when you
fullest
know.
of life.
Yeah.
Like I need to
Is
be
what?
fullest of life.
Okay.
Like I know that like when I get married and I have a house and I have kids, I want to have people over. I want to have like I love my alone time, but I also love being around people. I love making memories.
Yeah.
Like
Meaningful interactions.
yeah, like I moved out here on a whim, and it's like I lived with one of my old coworkers, and it's like now living in that perspective, it's like, you know what? If you have an opportunity, take it. And it's like, if your friends want to go out and you're not feeling well, still go out and make your accommodations to go out. Like make those memories, do those things, because you're not like I'm not gonna live here forever, like in Dorchester, or like my friends aren't gonna be near me all this whole time. So it's like do it, just like go out. Like I had a strict no drinking through Monday through Wednesday for a while, and then we're doing our taxes tonight, and I was like, let's just go out, let's just like have fun. And so my complex is just being around people, having joy with your relationships. Like I grew up in a family, sorry I'm getting deep, but like I grew up in a family where those things weren't valued. It wasn't valued to be around people. It wasn't valued to have fun. It wasn't valued to make memories. It was like, you only have this one chance, you need one chance only. Now living a separate life from them, I've learned it's like, make those memories, have that fun, you know? Once live, and it's like, so you don't want to drink Monday through Wednesday, you want to drink twice a week. Okay, and then once a month, have that fun time. Just go out, be crazy, go with your best friend, like do whatever, do your taxes shit face. Like,
Probably not the best idea.
not
Don't
the
do that,
best
guys.
idea.
Don't do that. If you're, have a lot of money, but we're broke, so it's fine.
We're broke.
So it's okay.
But like also it's like going out, we got to meet you guys and like have this question, this interaction, and it's like that's what's meant to be, and it's like it's fun.
So right, and one, I appreciate you guys for like accepting this like
oh my god, I love this.
Person coming over. Cause anyway, here's the thing. This is totally not my thing. Like he would typically be the one that like is the one that's like, oh
really?
She's
absolutely
an
not. I'm just like,
really?
You're really funny.
Introvert?
Yeah.
Have you had a few drinks?
Tequilas is my deals.
I've had one tonight.
Tequilas is my deal.
I had a couple earlier, but that doesn't count.
And I don't drink coffee, but I do enjoy an espresso martini, and so I've had 2 of those tonight.
Their espresso martini.
And so here we are.
We're gonna go to the Bowery for another one.
Are you? Here we are.
Yep.
Here we are. No, but you're reminding me so much of my aunt right now, and I love it. I love
well,
it.
thank you. I hope she's a great person.
She is.
Because I am. No.
You can't say that about yourself.
I can.
Wedlocked and loaded.
Wedlocked and loaded.